Joplin city officials says that the outreach group's current location is causing a negative impact on operations. I'm Blake Gully. I'll have that story in the group's response coming up.
Plus, first responders in Newton County prepare for a worst-case scenario, and city regulations and health concerns turn into renovations for a Joplin apartment complex.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A Joplin outreach group serving meals outside City Hall is being asked to relocate. This is KOAM News. I'm Dow Quick. City leaders say the setup is causing access concerns, but volunteers believe the location is essential. KOAM's Blake Gully has more from the group's effort to serve the community.
I'm here asking you to relocate.
On behalf of
I'm trying to do it nicely.
On behalf of
The city of Joplin.
louder, please.
The city of Joplin.
The city of Joplin would like what?
For you to be successful in feeding people and going to
But
a
not
more
on public
suitable
property.
location.
I'm standing outside of Joplin City Hall on the same sidewalk that Hopeful Bites provides meals to those in need. But now the city says that same outreach is causing a problem and they would like the group to move. The group says their work matters in this location and they're pushing back.
The city has an obligation to help the people in the community. And if they're not willing to do so, maybe one of the organizations that gets tax benefits would be willing to do so. If not, then there's a very large problem that needs addressed, and we will be here until it is addressed.
In a letter provided to the group, the city says locating such services on any city sidewalk within the right-of-way presents multiple potential ordinance violations. The letter also states the current location has a negative impact on city operations, including foot traffic in the nearby trolley stop. For now, the group plans to continue offering meals outside of City Hall. Reported in Joplin, Blake Gully, KOAM News.
Now, the city says several local shelters, including Watered Gardens, Souls Harbor, and the Salvation Army, have offered to host the group if they choose to relocate. Bit windy, but otherwise not a bad day out there weather-wise. Let's check in with meteorologist Austin Stantz.
Yeah, thanks, Dow. You may have had to wrangle some of those Christmas decorations today with some of that wind out there, but it's since calmed down now. The commute hour in full effect as people are headed on their way home this evening. 42 degrees, a bit cooler than where we were yesterday. Feels like 38 out there right now. As I mentioned, those winds calmed down. Now they're shifting out of the west, just about 6 miles per hour. As far as how far we've dropped from yesterday, anywhere from about 6 to 14 degrees cooler than we were at this point yesterday. So while this time of year it's still about average, it does feel cooler after such a mild day that we had yesterday. Now, planning your evening and what you can expect for tonight, well, by 8 o'clock, it's going to be right around 39. By 10 p.m., we're going to be at 36. And we're going to stay there as we head into those overnight hours. But we are warming back up for your Thursday. Breezy conditions are going to return as we head into Thursday. But don't put those winter jackets away. I'm tracking a frigid weekend. I'll have all the details coming up.
All right, we'll catch you soon. Authorities responded to a Tuesday morning crash in Montgomery County involving a semi and a train. That was on Highway 169 at the railroad crossing just north of Cherryville. Authorities say the semi failed to stop and crashed with a rail car of the passing train. The semi was hauling a trailer load of cattle. The driver was airlifted to an area hospital with serious injuries. Several cattle were safely removed and transported to their destination, though some animals were hurt. Authorities in Jasper County responded to an early morning crash on Interstate 44. Responders say the crash mainly involved 2 semis whose trailers had broken open and spilled paper plates and small food items. Some other vehicles were damaged by hitting items in the road. No word yet on the number of injuries. We will have updates on our website, though. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. Law enforcement and emergency response agencies in Newton County participated in an active threat exercise. Officers and EMTs simulated an active shooter situation and a criminal gas leak situation to broaden their response tactics. Active threat training gives first responders real-world experience working in a high-stakes situation.
I think it's important that the community knows that we're out here training and we're preparing for that scenario that we hope we never have to face. But what we want them to know is that if we do have a scenario like this, We're prepared for that, and we're going to be able to respond.
The Newton County Sheriff's Office thanks Sheep Shed Church for offering their facilities for that training. Byers Apartments in Joplin got a new makeover. The goal of the renovations was to improve safety and update code regulations for new tenants. The project was originally expected to be done back in June, but the CEO of ProX Property Management says the renovations, according to the city's regulation code, turned to the project into essentially a new development. Many of the issues stemmed from environmental and health concerns.
You could see like open flames, coming from gas lines and things. We were a little nervous to be in here, and these people were living in here.
The city had been trying to evacuate the building and prevent tenants from occupying apartments during the process. Our community stories are often discovered by you, our viewers. We invite you to share your news tips with us. Scan the QR code and you'll be taken to a form where you can submit a tip quickly and easily. Your voice helps keep our community informed and connected. Thank you for being a part of the story. A proposed congressional map faces a challenge in the Show Me State coming up. Petition headed to the state capitol. But up first, healthcare providers in Southeast Kansas join forces.
A new healthcare cooperative will make it easier for Southeast Kansas residents to get the right care close to home. I'm Kenny Foreman, and I'll have more on.
There's a newly formed healthcare coalition in Southeast Kansas. Southeast Kansas Health includes Labette Health, Wilson Medical Center, Labette Center for Mental Health Services, 4 County Mental Health Center Incorporated, and Southeast Kansas Mental Health Center. That's a bunch. KOAM's Kenny Foreman finds out what some of the cooperative's leaders are hoping to accomplish.
Traditionally, there's been a lot of, competition and isolation in Southeast Kansas with different organizations. So this is the first opportunity we've had to work with like-minded organizations to build something together.
Instead of competing with each other, the organizations are instead collaborating to expand their network of care even further.
Maybe we have psychiatry services here, maybe we have wound care services here that are referred to, maybe we have swing bed services that other facilities can utilize. So it's a benefit for patients. It's keeping them in Southeast Kansas versus transferring to Oklahoma or to other states.
A recent assessment conducted by Wilson Medical Center found that many patients are looking for better mental and behavioral health resources. Through this new health cooperative, it'll be much easier for them to get the help that they need.
Sad reality in the United States is individuals with a severe mental illness tend to die 25 years earlier than people without a severe mental illness, and there's a variety of reasons for that. One of those reasons is the difficulty in navigating healthcare.
At a time where access to care isn't always affordable, the cooperative finds innovative ways to bridge the gap.
It's a very rural population. Poverty is an issue for any number of individuals. So again, being able to literally work with a system that by design is meant to help you identify where do we need to help you get that is still local.
In Southeast Kansas, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
Each participating organization is going to have a board member that will regularly discuss the vision and goals for the coalition with its fellow organizations. A little bit later, a sure sign of the holidays rolls back into the area. We're going to take you aboard the Christmas Express in just a few.
Warm air returns to the 4 states. I'll let you know how high you can expect those temperatures to get for your Thursday coming up. Well, besides having to chase maybe that blow-up Santa down the street today, it's been a very mild day. We saw temperatures right where they should be for this time of year. Some sunshine out there, but it was breezy for sure. Windy at times, gusting near 41, 42 miles per hour today. Now, we got a pretty neat setup here on your Skywatch Storm Tracker. Here's that ridge that we have here. You see all that clear area off to the west. We're riding the lower edge of that ridge, and then off to the east, we have this trough here that dips down. We have all that colder air. You see some snow out there off to the east. So all we're dealing with right now in the region, just a little bit of cloud cover that'll begin to move in this evening. Taking a look at our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex, take a look. Those winds not blowing as severe as they were yesterday. Like I said, nearing like 40 miles per hour. Now we've seen those winds shift as well to the west. Now taking a look at what we can expect for this evening, well, we're going to see those winds out of the northwest here. We'll start to see them shift a little bit more westerly as we head into the overnight hours, but 36 degrees there at around 8 o'clock. Heading into the later evening hours, that's when we're going to start seeing some cloud cover beginning to move in. Notice here, here's your wind shift line beginning to move in, and we're going to see those winds shift back out of the south, returning some warmer air for your Thursday. But we have to get through a little bit of a chilly night first. 34 degrees overnight tonight, just a few clouds out there, those winds easing up, but returning tomorrow. So let's take a look here. We have our wind tracker as we head into your Thursday morning. That now winds are back out of the south. You'll notice those deeper shades of the colors here indicating some stronger winds. Those will move in Thursday morning, afternoon. These are the actual winds, so anywhere from about 15 to 20 miles per hour, gusting upwards of 25 to 30. But what's going on with the weather out there? We're seeing some cold air, some warm air. Well, this morning we saw that cold front begin to push in. All that cooler air behind it is why we saw some cooler temperatures and wind gusts today. But as we head into tomorrow, we're going to see a warm front out of the southwest begin to move in. All that warm air returns to the region, hiking our temperatures back up near 60 degrees, 58 for tomorrow. Still windy out there, anywhere from about 15 to 20 miles per hour, gusting upwards of 25 to 30 for your Thursday. Friday, not looking too bad though either. Here we go. Here's our wind shift line once again. We have these winds out of the south. Another weak cold front begins to move in. Temperatures back down into the 40s starting your Friday morning. We're up to about 46 by the noon hour. Into the afternoon hours, we're really just hanging around the upper 40s here. Not going to go too much further from there. But as we head into your weekend, that's where things really begin to change for us. As I mentioned, we're riding the lower edge of this ridge here. Our next system that comes in doesn't bring us any precipitation, but a strong cold front pushes eastward here, and that is going to take our temperatures down into a nosedive. Take a look at this. Heading into Saturday, temperatures 6 a.m. around 27 degrees. By the time we reach Saturday afternoon, we're upwards of 40, so we're not worried about the snow off to the north there. But as we head into Sunday morning, 14 degrees. My goodness, it's going to be a chilly night on Saturday. Taking a look at your 10-day forecast, we just got to get through that Sunday. As we head back into Monday, temperatures are back up on the rise, recovering there. We're into the 50s on Wednesday and Thursday, nearing 60 again by next Friday.
We're bouncing all over the place for the next couple of weeks, it appears.
Yeah, you can put your hands up. Feels like an amusement park ride, right?
No, exactly. Here we go. Hey, if you're looking for holiday events right here in the 4 states, but you don't know where to turn, we've got you covered. This handy QR code will take you straight to the events page of our website, KOIMnewsnow.com. Just scan it with your phone. You'll find information on all kinds of family fun events, from Christmas parades, there are still a couple, to fundraisers, to theater productions and more. The events page at KOIMnewsnow.com. Coming up after the break, a group of Missouri residents moves to block a proposed congressional map. The story of people, not politicians. Up next. A group of Missouri residents is moving forward with a petition to block a newly proposed congressional map. As John Lieber reports, the group People Not Politicians says they have the numbers to back the proposal.
The show me state. You're going to have to show us, give us a good reason. You just can't pull this kind of stunt for no reason.
Members of People Not Politicians delivered nearly 300,000 signatures to halt the state legislature's newly passed congressional district map. The initiative petition is one of the largest referendum turn-ins in Missouri history.
It is about putting people's voices into action. Every box that you carry, every sheet, carries the aspirations of a Missourian.
The submission effectively places a hold on the map approved by lawmakers in September until voters can weigh in at the ballot box next November. The new map, drawn to help President Donald Trump hold on to a Republican majority in the U.S. House, focuses on Metro Kansas City, splitting one area, now represented by Democrat Emanuel Cleaver, into 3 congressional districts, none of them winnable by Democrats.
People see that as, well, what's the emergency here? What's the change that we need to make? When the answer to that is the change is about achieving a partisan goal then it becomes very clear to Missourians.
Assuming the map achieves its purpose, the new map would give the GOP a 7-1 majority in the Show Me State. Republican Missouri Secretary of State Denny Hoskins indicated he would invalidate some 92,000 signatures because they were collected before October 15th, when the petition was approved by his office. A Cole County judge is considering a People Not Politicians lawsuit against Hoskins, a suit that claims such invalidation violates the Constitution.
The idea of silencing Missourians' voices who are expressing their constitutional right will never be water under the bridge for us. It will never be inconsequential.
Even without the 92,000 signatures, the group still surpasses the 107,000 valid signatures needed to place this issue on the ballot.
I'm very confident that when the signatures are checked, we are going to have enough signatures to qualify.
But Von Glahn says they will not drop the court battle over signatures collected before October 15th.
Because those signatures are representations of Missourians petitioning their government for redress. Core First Amendment fundamental rights, the things that we learn about in grade school.
In a separate case, a federal judge Monday refused to back a challenge by Republican Attorney General Catherine Hanaway and other GOP leaders that sought to prevent a statewide vote on redistricting. Judge Zachary Bluestone said the federal court lacked jurisdiction in the matter.
Referendum votes in Missouri are automatically set for the upcoming November election unless the General Assembly approves an earlier date during its regular session that begins in January. The signatures still must be formally verified by election officials. We'll be right back. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14 tonight. We're going to have more on how Newton County first responders are sharpening their skills, training for situations they hope never happen. Plus, misreading your dog's emotions could lead to problems. What to watch out for. Those stories, a lot more. It's coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Crawford County first graders and special education students got to experience a holiday train ride on the Christmas Express today. Watco and the South Kansas-Oklahoma Railroad sponsored 2 festive trips that departed from Pittsburgh. The event featured a visit from Santa, Mrs. Claus, and Santa's elves, along with a safety lesson on railroad track awareness. Organizers say this heartwarming tradition brings holiday cheer and education to the community every year.
We just, teach them, we show some videos, we give them activity books with exercises about where to stop at railroad crossings, how far to stay back, don't put things on the tracks, things like that. Just pretty basic stuff because, these are 5, 6, 7-year-olds.
More than 550 students took part in the train ride. And I can tell you, I don't think you ever outgrow a fascination with trains, at least at my age. It's not old enough yet. I love them.
I love trains.
Yeah, who doesn't?
The Polar Express.
Right. You play with them when you're a kid. You watch them as they go by. You want to ride on them. Yeah, always, forever, I think. The weather.
Yeah, the weather, let's talk about Thursday. I mean, we're talking about temperatures that are going to feel like we're back in November, but then as we get into Saturday night into Sunday, it's going to be our coolest overnight low since February.
Yeah, down into the mid-teens. Thanks for joining us. We're going to see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.